focus on Apple right here. I'm looking at the 187.5 calls. And I'm comfortable with buying the cheaper ones that are out of the money, specifically because we have a 1 day till expiration, and I do not plan on swing trading this. Contracts are going for about $60. SPY looks like we're going to have to extend this. That's still holding. Apple's starting to get that breakdown. I'm ready with market orders. I'm not trying to get in here with a limit, personally. I feel like this could be one of those trades where we fall quickly, and if you set a limit order, you might not even get filled. But I'm ready for that quick breakdown. The EMAs are guiding us lower, showing that clear downtrend right now. I'm definitely ready to take a stab at that. Did just close below right there again. How's SPY? See, SPY's pulling up. So Apple is showing its weakness. That's a good thing, because if SPY starts slipping, I'm going to be comfortable trading something that looks weaker. Watching that low of day. Low of day, 188.7 at 9:53. And then we just hit 188.71. So if we were to bounce from here, that is exactly how fake outs happen. Let's see if we can get a break below the low of day. And then I'll probably get into those. Yep, there's that break. Let's see if we close. SPY's hitting selling pressure right here. ES is getting selling pressure on that trend again. Qs are in supply. Yep, I'm watching that. Alrighty, I'm taking that entry right here. Very strong risk to reward. Also trading to the downside on weakness as the indexes are at highs in supply. And now we just focus on that downtrend, right? Looking for that break below. Watching yesterday low of day. We're getting some weakness into that, looking for the move down, and then looking for that 187. I'm also looking for where we were having support, this low of day. If we get resistance off of trend or resistance off that low of day, that is really, really good for this setup. But I had confirmation. I bought into the break. Now I'm going to see that trade develop. Google at that resistance. I like that 5-minute setup too. I really, really do. That weakness on the previous candle and the break below. New low of day. Very patient here. Like that we have 1 day till expiration too. That's one of my favorite parts about this trade. See if we start to sink here. That's what we wanted too, right? Right in there. We wanted the pullback into the low of day and then rejection, and that's what we're getting. Continuing to see weakness on Apple. Right when we start to break below this area, there could be a lot of selling pressure. So that's why I'm in this trade. I'm staying patient for that potential drop. There's more weakness off of that area. Another new low of day. Closing at the low. High volume on the red candles too. A lot of high volume on the red candles. So you're seeing all that volume and they couldn't close green. It's good for our position. Really like that we're making resistance. Made resistance off of the previous low of day. See if we can get that break. There we go. Nice little pull to the downside. Get some more selling pressure here. If the index starts selling off those highs, that's really, really good. Contracts at about 9% right now profit. Nice. We're starting to get rejection candles in here on the NASDAQ. That could be very, very good for Apple. I'm seeing the Qs sell off right now. I'm seeing the NASDAQ on the 5-minute getting a big reversal candle right near those highs. I like this on Apple. Yep. Very nice. I'm gonna trim a little bit here. Just go for the market order. I'm seeing 9-10%, so I'm just gonna size out a tiny bit. Another little slip right there. Being very patient with this. 1 DTEs are awesome because any type of pullback, it's not like 0 DTs where we're going to get thrown into the red. Still like the Qs. That was a nice rejection candle right there. 15-minute too, right? Look where we're getting selling from. Those highs that we had all day yesterday. So if we have another move like there where we slide back into these lower levels, that is very, very good for Apple downside. That's a great move. Pulling towards about 20%. There's 20% right there, guys. How's that 5-minute looking? That's a beautiful slip on the 5-minute. And look what's happening on the ES and SPY right now, right? We are actually getting a break of that uptrend from low of day. Selling pressure happening as NASDAQ is seeing selling pressure too. So, I mean, the market is just beginning to potentially break down. There's a lot of downside. Even if we just slip into the lows of the day, you're coming down about 40, 50 cents on SPY. And if we make that break for 497, that is a full point move to the downside and could be very good for Apple. So I'm going to be very patient with this trade. But Apple pushing about 25% profit right now. Nice. There's about 27%. I am going to take that second trim right here. There's 30%. Let's get that filled. Now we're patient. All right, that's a lot of red. If we see green, we don't freak out. It's just part of the downtrend. Nice and relaxed. I really like where the market is because there's a lot of downside potential on both of the indexes, on the Qs, on SPY, whatever you're watching. And I like that we went short the weak name, right? We didn't try to short something that was strong. We didn't try to even short the broader market. We just went at the weakness. And if there's rejection from the resistance, we go after something that can hold a support. That's a good setup, and it's showing itself right now. 35%. Keep your foot on the gas. Make sure you're handling your position with care. Pushing into 40%. We also are at 188, so we are at that whole number. I think this thing really slipped when we got below here. You could see in the 5-minute, that low of day from yesterday. Look what price did when we got below that. You could see we tried to bounce from that. We got a little bit early of an entry, but I was confident in it because of the intraday price action. But that was the one risk, was bouncing off that low of day. But I mean, I don't think we did that, right? We definitely did not do that. This is a straight shot. This is the cleanest trade you guys are ever going to see. Unless you get into a trade and there's just a giant 1-minute candle that brings you to your target. That's like a trip on the magical school bus. I doubt that'll happen. But this is about as clean as it gets. It's just a very aggressive move to the downside with 0 pullbacks, 0 test of the downtrend. And yes, that makes us happy because we saw quick profits, but we also got to stay, in control, because if there's a big green candle, that's not shocking, right? We're overextended. We're used to green candles in a regular downtrend, so definitely going to be prepared for any type of move up. But if we start using that 188 in here as resistance, I would say we try to make the move for 187, especially if the indexes continue seeing selling pressure and or resistance. And yep, look at that breakdown on SPY. Watching that 188. Like I said, not a key level, just a full number, just watching it. Looking for resistance in there. We wicked off of it last candle. That's some selling pressure right there. Let's see if we start forming a little bit of a bear flag in here. This is the first time we're actually ever having consolidation since we entered. Quick entry, a back test of the lows of the day as resistance. We got it, stay in the trade, let it develop profit, and then very similar mindset right here, right? A little bit of a bounce, testing a resistance, let it develop. Now we're over 40% profit, and that is a bearish engulfing on the 1-minute right now. Let's give it some time to close. And it's interesting how we're getting this flag, we're getting this consolidation at the exact halfway point between our target, right? We're seeing a 50% retraction because you have the 189 key level, you have the 187 key level, and then the only time there's been consolidation after the breakdown is right at 188. So that is super interesting. Just realized how nerdy that sounded, but whatever. I find it interesting. Sitting at 43% profit. Let's see if we can start selling. That's another new low of the day right there. 45% profit. My last trim was at 30%, so I'm going to take another trim right here. Yeah, that candle's getting low. We're almost at 50%. Yeah, let's get that trim in here after that break. SPY's starting to curl back up. NASDAQ is pushing hard. So I would say that that's kind of not luck, but borderline that both of the indexes are pulling up and we just sold off right there. But it is showing the weakness. Maybe they shouldn't have announced a foldable phone. Maybe that's what all this is. Again, remember that candle on SPY that was just full green? That got a reversal too. So I'm still waiting in Apple. What about the NASDAQ? Apple's surging right now. Finally getting some buying pressure. Not that we wanted it, but we've been waiting for this. We just got a very, very beautiful trade. So seeing a pull to the upside like this, not a shock. Let's see what happens. See if this trend indicator is as reliable as it was in the open. Was very clearly showing the downtrend multiple times today. And we're testing it again. I'm going to be looking for 188.5 to hold. If we start breaking above that, that's the midpoint between the lows and where we bought the call, where we bought the put. That would be bad if we bought calls. And it's also very close to where that 9 EMA lies in the 5-minute. If we had 0 DTEs, I'd be getting ready to get out of the position. But since we have 1 day till expiration, right, we can kind of allow for the regular back and forth of volatility here. That's a lot of selling pressure right there. I want to see if that persists back down through 188. See the price action? Look at the price action directly off of that support trend. Price, of course, continues to bounce off of the support trend, and then we broke below it. So same as if we break below a support level, look at the interaction. Selling pressure off of that trend. Qs as well. Take a look at that 15-minute candle. Nice wick again, and then the 5-minute getting rejected. Sellers are strong here. Let's wait for Apple. Let's be patient. Five-minute candle showing mighty rejection too, right? We pulled up towards the trend, and you're getting a big wick. So that didn't even want to get up there and hold. That was hey, let's go see what's happening. Okay, sellers are there. And now we be patient, right? Where we saw the selling persist through 188, right back below the EMAs. No reason to get out of the trade. That's about as clean as it could be. Break from the flag, retest the flag, which was previously support as resistance, kicked out of that, then kicked out of 498. And what did we just do with SPY? New low of day. New low of day on SPY and not showing strength. NASDAQ, that 15-minute getting really ugly. My next trim is going to be if contracts go into $100. That is over 50% profit. And at that point, I'm going to sit in my runners for that extension into the target. That 188, that's still being really relevant. We've got a low at about 187.85. You see a break below that. We're then looking for that extension. There's that little slide on Apple lower. Bids at 98, so we are above 50% profit right now. Pretty nice. Take another trim in here and just leave runners for that target at 187. Let's see what this candle does. A few more seconds left on it. You get things sliding. You get NASDAQ sliding. You get SPY. Look what we're doing here. Breaking down again. Let me wait 1 second. Nice. Glad I waited. All right. Get a fill here, and then I'll go into runners right now. We are at about 65% profit, guys. That is a great, great live trading session. Contracts at about 107, about 64, 65% profit. I'm going to go into runners right here. We're getting close to that target. We get contracts pulling into 70% profit right now, getting close to our target. Hopefully that breakdown was about as clean as I could have made it. Hopefully you guys learned something. This was also the first live trading session I've ever recorded, so I'm going to try to start making some better content for you guys out of this. And yeah, pretty solid session. Contracts, final reminder, they're at 120 now, so 85% profit. Handle with care. Hope you had a good morning. Rest of the day, I'll see you around.